from another world. A smell detector, investigating the path ahead. We don't often see a snail that way. And that's because we've only recently had the tiny lenses and electronic cameras that we need to explore this miniature world. But when we meet its inhabitants face to face, we suddenly realize that their behavior can be just as meaningful to us as the behavior of many animals more our own size. Look at this, for example. It's an earwig, yes. But it's also a female and a mother. And like so many mothers, she's guarding her young. These two ants are not quite sure whether they like one another. Stroking antennae is the equivalent of a cautious chat over the garden fence. When big animals go courting, they show off, and so do damselflies. Courtship signals for the male wolf spider are more frantic, because if his female doesn't understand why he's approaching her, she'll eat him. This ant is a farmer, and these aphids, the cows, which it milks for a drink of honeydew every day. Other ants are eternally on the march. Powerfully armed soldiers guard the flanks of their column as they travel, protecting the workers who are carrying their helpless young. When it comes to craftsmanship, few can beat this wasp, using mud to construct an elegant jar in which to store her eggs. Mud is also used by termites. They build tower blocks that, in proportion to their size, are taller than New York skyscrapers. These two worlds, ours and theirs, influence one another to an extraordinary degree. If we and the rest of the backbone animals were to disappear overnight, the rest of the world would get on pretty well. But if they were to disappear, the land's ecosystems would collapse. For the fact is, they were the pioneers, the first animals of any kind to colonize the lands of the earth. And they are extraordinarily successful. Some are the most numerous of all land-living species, but we seldom see them. This pin will give you an idea of why. In 1 square meter of soil, there may be over 10,000 of them. Drying out is a very real danger for them, and some waterproof themselves regularly with a droplet of special grooming fluid. You might even say that they have turned bathing into an art form. They even have 2 inflatable tubes that enable them to get to those hard-to-reach places. To help them get around through the leaf litter, these springtails, as their name suggests, have a rather novel way of jumping. They have a tiny 2-pronged lever beneath their abdomen. One small flick from it can catapult them 6 inches, some 15 centimeters, into the air. It's the equivalent of a human being jumping over the Eiffel Tower. The ancient forests were colonized by all kinds of plant-eaters long before there were any frogs or lizards, birds or insect-eating mammals. But there were, nonetheless, hunters, prowling through the vegetation. This was one of the first. Fossils very like it have been found in rocks that are 540 million years old. This is a velvet worm. It too has scarcely changed since it lived in the sea, and today it's only found in wet, humid forests. It usually hunts at night, but infrared cameras can reveal it in action. Soft, stumpy legs enable it to move in total silence, and it finds its way with long, sensitive feelers. It's a master of stealth. This cricket has huge eyes, but it's difficult to see what's going on around it. Although the velvet worm has fangs, it will attack its prey when it finds it with a very special weapon. Anxiously, the cricket probes around in the darkness with its long antennae. The velvet worm will only know if it's found its prey when it touches it, so when it does, it has to react immediately. There! And the cricket is trapped. A slow-motion camera shows the remarkable way in which the velvet worm attacks. Two nozzles beneath its feelers squirt twin streams of glue. The more the cricket struggles, the more it becomes entangled. With the prey immobilized, the velvet worm reclaims its glue by eating it, and then it starts on the cricket.